Hi everybody, it's Jess here and I'm here to talk to you all about expat living in Hong Kong. So I know I've been away for a while. It's because I went back home to Canada for a wedding to see my friends and family, and then I went to Indonesia and Bali with my mom. So I have so much footage. I am so excited to share that with you. Stay tuned and subscribe if you want to see more on my travels. So in this video, I wanted to let you know what to expect when you arrive in the Hong Kong airport. When I arrived at the airport, I literally did not know what to expect. I know that I had to do a COVID test, and then somehow I would magically end up arriving at my quarantine hotel. So today I'm going to demystify the process so you know what to expect when you arrive at HKG. I was not looking forward to the whole process because some people told me that the process took about like 5 to 7 hours. And I'm like, oh my god, 5 to 7 hours. That's insane, especially if you are arriving at like 10 p.m. So without further ado, this is the entire airport arrival process that I went through based on my experience on July the 5th, 2022. So when you arrive at the airport and leave your plane, you are ushered by the lovely airport employees. You go up the stairs and that's where they check your health declaration, which is something that you should be filling in at the airport prior to arriving in Hong Kong, which produces a QR code. So I screenshotted my QR code because actually it's a hassle to kind of enter back into the system to produce the QR code again. So I recommend screenshotting your QR code. So when you're there, they scan your QR code and then they give you a lanyard, which is either green or red. I don't know what the difference is, but I got a green one. There's also a spot for you to fill in the health declaration in case you're too clueless to fill it in beforehand. Then after you are scanned, you line up more. You know, there's like a zigzag of lineups, lineup ropes that you zigzag around. And then you get to do your RAT test. So a health professional will sit you down and then they'll swab your nose and your mouth. And then it's a quick RAT test. Like you have to literally wait there for 30 seconds for the results to arrive. After 30 seconds, you just drop off your test into the box. So the process to get your testing, your RAT test, it only took me about 40 minutes, so that was probably a lot faster than a lot of other people. And also you don't have to pay for the RAT test. Then you have to wait for your quarantine order, so you line up again in those zigzag ropes, and this is where you sit down with someone and you produce your boarding pass, your COVID vaccination, your hotel booking, and they produce this order, this legal document that states like where you are staying, your contact information, and any rules where if you're able to leave early and what days you have to be tested. And then after you're finished and get your order, which is a sheet of paper, then you go and pick up your bags. After you pick up your bags, then you are lined up to go to this person who kind of designates you to the right lineup that will take you to your designated quarantine hotel in the area. They take a look at your hotel area and then they give you a number, and then they assign you to these lineups where there are numbers that are sectioned off to the area that your quarantine hotel is in. So the time to get from designating you to the correct line to get onto the shuttle took about 20 minutes. So you are ushered into a free shuttle bus that will take you from your airport directly to your quarantine hotel. And I was luckily the first one to get off, so I was like, yes. So the whole process for me took about like a little more than 1.5 hours, which I'm so thankful for because my friends took like 5 to 7 hours, and I'm like, oh no way am I going to feel like you walk through the whole entire airport walking in like zigzags following the lines of the lineup ropes. So that is the entire process I went through, and now I'm in my quarantine hotel, and there are some procedures that I actually don't know about. Like today I didn't know that I had to do a RT test pretty much every day, so they called me today saying that you didn't do your daily RAT test and you have to leave it at the door. So I still don't know what the process is, but I'm going to be making another video on the whole procedure of quarantining in Hong Kong. I also like to clarify some things that were pretty vague to me. For example, booking a quarantine hotel. I almost freaked out because, like, for example, if I arrive in Hong Kong at 10 p.m. and the whole procedure takes about like 5 to 7 hours, it would have been the next day day. So I was thinking, do I need to book an extra day? Which is a problem because right now there is a shortage of quarantine hotels, so I would have been screwed. But the rule is please refer to the government website for any updates or for the actual rules, because this is just based on my experience. But you need to book a hotel, a quarantine hotel, based on the day you arrive in Hong Kong. So if I arrive in Hong Kong on the 5th counts as day 1 for me, even though I arrived at my hotel on the 6th, right? So regarding the PCR test, so you do still need to take a PCR test before arriving in Hong Kong. So the PCR test has to be taken 48 hours prior to boarding that direct flight to Hong Kong. So I flew from Jakarta to Singapore and then Singapore to Hong Kong. So the 48 hours has to be from the scheduled time of my Singapore to Hong Kong flight. Anyways, that is my process of arrival in the Hong Kong International Airport. Stay tuned for my quarantine experience. I will be posting that up shortly. So yeah, if you do want to know more about expat living in Hong Kong, subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!